Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to look at bit.com, which is a crypto exchange that offers crypto options, which is something really rare we don't often see in many other exchanges. Obviously nothing I say on this video is financial advice, so always go away and do your own research before investing any of your own money. Without further ado, let's jump into today's video. Okay guys, so jumping over to the bit.com website, as always linked down below in the description, so make sure you go through that link after this video in order to get your bonus giveaways, which I'm going to talk about later on. You can see there's a lot of different features and we're going to go over all of them in this current video. What I really like about this platform is that it offers a wide range of different services all in one place. If you've been involved in crypto for a little while now and you're into margin trading, you're into NFTs, you're into much more, then actually it can be a bit confusing and annoying to have to keep switching between different platforms. So it's great that this is all in one place. It offers unified margin, which is something really interesting. You can get through the obstacles of spots, contracts and options. Any currency can be traded as a margin for any product in any currency. So that's really cool because it doesn't necessarily matter what your coins, etc. are in, but your margin can be taken out of other coins that you're holding in the platform. Something else that's coming up later on is a bit of an NFT, a revolutionary, a new platform launched by bit.com where you can own a portion of any popular NFT you desire. It's time to get pumped about a new type of NFT marketplace. Owning portions of NFTs might be something that sounds a bit weird, but if you, like me, can't really bring yourself to go and spend the same amount you might buy a house for to buy, let's say, a Bored Ape, then you know this could well be the place to look, because right now crypto is extremely low down and you're probably feeling that that's, obviously bit painful, but it will come back from there. And what's kind of deemed as a riskier asset, something like an NFT, the Bored Apes, etc., that might have been selling for $500,000 or more just a few months ago, are probably seeing around 20% of that. If you can go and buy a portion of one of these projects, which in my opinion has longevity into the future, which not many NFTs really do, then that's where you can see some real returns and some real success. So you can see we've obviously got an app so you can keep track of all your stuff on the go, and here are all the sort of key partners, etc. Now bit.com offers really low fees on a wide range of crypto, but something that's really cool, guys, if you're new to crypto or you're just interested in getting involved in this particular site, I'm going to come across and show you something really interesting. And you can see they have this new 80% APY feature available on the app, where you can basically earn an 80% APY on your cryptos for the first 2 weeks, and then obviously it will revert to normal. Actually, what you should be aware of right now, if looking at things like Celsius, any platform that's looking to give away a serious amount of APY or whatever over an extended period of time is really taking the heat right now, and not necessarily as stable as perhaps other platforms out there. So this is good to see. This is only for a couple of weeks, but it's a really good time to get started because they're earning APY in those cryptos right now. Those cryptos are pretty low down in my opinion. It's pretty confident that they're going to be going higher and higher, and if you're earning 80% APY in those first 2 weeks, it's a great time to be looking into it. In terms of liquidity, top liquidity provided globally by tier 1 markets, up to 50x leverage with futures and 10x on options. Now there are other platforms that would offer up to 100x, etc., but that's pretty crazy. You don't really want to be going for 100x. Even if you're an experienced trader, it's just a great way to get burned and lose all your money very quickly. So 50x is more than ample for what anyone really needs. In terms of security, safeguarded by the cutting edge custodian infrastructure of Cactus Custody for our global user base. This is institutional grade security, so something that's really worth paying attention to, especially with all the scams and phishing and all the stuff that goes on right now within the crypto space. And then you've got user protection, leading insurance funds and the incremental liquidation mechanisms, so you'll never get wiped out of positions. Obviously in trading, losing is part of the game, but having protection and stuff like this against you blowing a complete account is definitely something you want to have and something that's very useful. Now, moving on from that 80% APY that you get for the first couple of weeks, you can see that there's also further information available on the APYs, etc. If you're not sure what APY is annual percentage yield. So if, let's say, it's 10% and I own $1,000, in a year's time, I'm going to have $1,100. Now, obviously, that depends on the size. Now, that's in things like USDT that are stable against the dollar. But at the moment, we're looking at the bottom of a bear market. That means that you're earning 10% on whatever crypto that you invest right now. So if you put in $1,000, let's say, into Bitcoin, you're earning 10% on that. But in a year's time, let's say that Bitcoin goes up 500%, which it's more than capable of doing, you then have $5,000 and you're earning 10% on that, which is an additional $500 without having to add any more money into the pool. Now coming across to this particular area where you can do things like staking and other kind of yield farms, etc. You can see some of the crazy APYs that are on offer. Now, obviously, guys, yield farming comes with its own risks, so always be careful of those and make sure you're reading up behind them before you go and get involved in any of them. Never using any money that you can't afford to lose. Before we look into the spot trading platform, the options trading, etc., there's also a reward center. So by coming through the link down below, guys, you will be able to get some of these deposit bonuses that go up to $150. You can see, depending on the amount of dollars that you put in, you can get $5 to $150, which is obviously pretty cool. And if you're new again to crypto, what better way to get started than with a bit of free money? Now, jumping over to the futures tab, you can see that we got two different futures here, the Coin M futures or the USDT. At the moment, this is the BTC US dollar futures page, which looks very similar to a lot of different exchanges, all pretty like user friendly. Basically, it's from TradingView, guys. You can actually export this over onto tradingview.com, and I'm sure there you can find a tutorial on how you can do that later on. But that's super simple to do, and then you get kind of like the full screen, all the elements that you get over on that platform, and it kind of integrates really nice. But actually, because this is all in-house and here, it's all very clear about what's going on. Obviously, as I mentioned, this is Coin M, so my value is in Bitcoin. So if I'm looking to buy or sell, I'm going to put in my position sizes, whether I'm looking for market purchases or limit orders, etc. That's going to go through as a Bitcoin position rather than a USDT. Whereas on the flip side, I can click on USDT if, for example, I'm unsure about what's happening in the market. So let's say a few weeks ago, crypto was moving down. I want to keep my money in USDT, but I still want to be able to trade crypto because perhaps I was shorting the market or whatever. I can then go for this, which is obviously then going to take my value in USDT without having to change all my money into a different coin, and then I can still trade, whether that be buys or sells, etc. But it's going to be using my USDT as collateral. Now, I myself am a futures trader. I don't really do a huge amount of options trading, but it's actually very rare and very difficult to find options trading for cryptocurrency. So this is really cool, something that's very unique and something that I'm definitely going to start paying more attention to, because we got a bit of a lull in the battle with crypto right now and probably going to have a few more quiet weeks. This is when we should be upscaling our skills in order to make the most of crypto and all the good that's going to come in the future with it. Now, for the little that I know about trading options, guys, it's basically about predicting where you think the price is going to be after a particular amount of time. So it's a slightly different way of looking at trading. So basically, let's say right now we've got Bitcoin at around $21,760. I can then sort of suggest that I think it's going to be worth, let's say, $22,000 after a particular period of time. I buy those contracts and then I'm forced to sell them at a particular date unless I want to extend. If I then am up, or if the price of Bitcoin is more, then I sell those options obviously at a profit. So I might be able to take, let's say, a 10x position where I basically will buy those contracts at X price, and if the price goes up, I then sell them. But obviously, if the price goes down from where I'm anticipating it going, then I'm obviously going to be losing money. So again, that's where we think about the risk reward strategies and things like that. Jumping back over to the futures, just a little bit on how you might use a platform like this if you are very new to it. So a market order, there's two players in the game, guys. You basically have buyers and market makers. So a market maker might be me going out and saying, I'm prepared to sell or buy a particular token at a particular price. I would click on limit if I am a market maker, and let's say I'm thinking that the price is going to come down. I would then put in the price of 20,676 in here, and then I'm going to put the size of my position in US dollars. So I'm going to want to buy, let's say, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. You can see there 0.0484 BTC, and then I would click buy. That would then happen as soon as we reach that level. I would automatically be triggered into the trade. Obviously, if it never gets that level, then I never buy the position. On the flip side of that, if I want to get into the market now because it's moving quickly, I can click on market, at which I will then just buy at the market value. So whoever is making the market for me, I will then buy or sell from them. And this is what we can see in these boxes, guys. These are all the orders that are going in. You can see the size of the order on the left. We've got the price of the orders that people are kind of buying and selling at. And whenever it goes to that price, your order will be filled. And sometimes, not always, it will be fully filled depending on the amount of volume in the markets when you're trading, etc. But eventually it will all get filled. And all we do is click on the sign up button, and then underneath we can see it's going to ask us log in, and we need to then just sign up. And that literally just took 2 seconds, guys. Fill in an email and a password. You can see here it's going to ask me for verification, so I'm going to have to obviously submit a passport, etc., or whatever that might be in your country, driving license, etc., and you can do that. But I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to use up your time just doing things that I'm sure you are aware of how to do. That then brings me through to this page, and I already talked about the deposit bonuses, where you can just click on promotions, go through to there, and find out all of the details about that. Here guys, you can see flashing across the top all of the different rewards and exciting things happening on the platform where you can come across and benefit from this. This particular platform has been featured on a number of different big websites for crypto options trading, getting started in this new financial frontier. Now, options is kind of an exciting thing because sometimes you don't really need a massive amount of money in order to be very successful if you have a good strategy, but obviously go away and learn how to do it all before you get involved in this. You can just find out a little bit more. It's going to give you a much more detailed information on what options contracts are, etc., and why it might appeal to perhaps your style of trading, because trading is all about finding a system that suits your style, your mentality, and then working towards it. Again, you can see jumping across to tech bullion, trading in crypto options is the best exchanges to get to know, and you can see number one, we've got bit.com. So really cool guys, definitely a well-known platform, lots of great features. For me, the biggest features: security, excellent APY rewards, particularly with that 80% on the first few weeks that you hold your investment, as well as great liquidity and other features. Options trading, obviously, if you are new to crypto, but you might already be in options trading, then this is a really exciting thing that you can get started on over here. As well as that, you've got obviously futures trading and many other different features, super low fees, and much more. Now, if we jump across to the Twitter page, you can see joined back in July 2020, 21.8k followers. But what's cool as well, they have various giveaways, various features, news stories, etc. They're kind of like a different community that you can get involved in. Trading can be kind of like a lonely world. If you, like me, sort of spend a lot of time sat at home trading, then this is something you might want to pay attention to. And here, guys, you have sort of various giveaways, competitions as well. So lots of cool stuff to get involved in a sort of trading community. So in summary, guys, bit.com is one of the best trading platforms in crypto. It's fairly new in the space, but it offers options trading, futures trading, super cheap exchanges, and much more. It has institutional level security and other features that I think you will really enjoy. So make sure you go across, check out that 80% APY offer, all found down in the link down below in the description, so come across right now after this video. Guys, if you've enjoyed that video, then make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks very much for doing that. And if you're new to the channel, you want to learn more about crypto trading, NFTs, and much more, then make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon with another video.